I think a lot of people will be surprised at how the Galaxy Tab S9 Plus compares to some of the newer tablets that have came out recently. So if you're wondering whether it's still worth it in 2025, well, let's talk about it. The best part of this tablet is the larger 12.4-inch screen, which for some reason they decided to skip that size with the Tab S11 series. So you have to go back to the S10 Plus or the S10 FE Plus to get the larger size. And the build quality on here is still pretty comparable to the newer tablets that have came out from Samsung. It's also IP68, dust and waterproof. It feels pretty thin and lightweight considering how large the tablet is. It's got an AMOLED 2X display at up to 120 Hz refresh rate at 1752 by 2800 resolution. So the same as the S10 Plus, the screen has vibrant colors, darker blacks, and smooth motion that still rivals some of the newer tablets out there. Now the price on this is obviously going to be lower than when it first came out. It might be hard to find in brand new condition, but I've seen renewed versions go as low as $500 or less here recently. Nice thing is it starts with 256 gigabytes of storage, and it also takes a micro SD card to expand the storage as well. One other big advantage to this tablet is it's using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, which is before Samsung switched to MediaTek and Exynos processors in the newer versions, which I'm sure they did that to save money. If you compare this to the newer budget tablets or mid-range options like the FE series, this is still gonna feel more like a flagship device versus those tablets. It also has 12 gigabytes of RAM, just like the newer versions as well. So performance-wise, this tablet is gonna do pretty well compared to the newer competition. And if you like to do some gaming using a controller, it's really nice to play games on a larger display like this that looks as good as this one. Nice thing is you've also got video out on here, so you can use an HDMI adapter to connect to a TV, projector, or external monitor. It also has Samsung DeX. If you want to be a little more productive, you can even use the keyboard case or separate keyboard and mouse to make this feel more like a laptop or desktop computer. It also has split screen and floating windows. It's going to have a lot of the same features that you get on the newer Samsung tablets. Plus you have the taskbar down at the bottom, which makes it easy to switch back and forth between apps. Really the only downside to this tablet is it's going to have less software support than the newest ones, with 4 years major software updates, 5 years security updates, compared to 7 years on the Tab S10 and S11 series. The S Pen that comes with this still has Bluetooth, and it's still considered one of the best ways to take notes, draw, or just move around the software. I know some people prefer the Apple Pencil, but for me, I think the S Pen is pretty tough to beat from Samsung. Battery life is also pretty good on here as well, lasting about 7 hours in my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, which is about the same as the newer Tab S10 Plus, so plenty to last a couple days with mixed use, even longer once you turn the screen brightness down. You also have a quad speaker setup. You've got 2 speakers on each side with Dolby Atmos, which is going to be some of the louder and better sounding speakers that I've tested on a tablet. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of how it sounds.
But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away as you fade away. As you fade away.
The cameras on the newer Samsung tablets haven't really changed much since this version. It's got a 13 and 8 megapixel on the back, 12 megapixel ultra wide on the front, and you can shoot up to 4K resolution for video recording. I think there's several things to consider with this tablet on whether it's still worth it in 2025 going into 2026, but considering it still has good performance, has a really nice and large display, probably better than some of the newer large tablets that have came out recently, and a decent amount of software updates left, I think it still competes pretty good with the newer tablets that have came out recently. So depending on what you're looking for and if you want to save some money versus having the latest and greatest tablet from Samsung, Samsung, then yeah, I would say this is definitely still worth it. But if you like tablets, phones, and other tech, I've got a lot more stuff that I'm working on as usual. I try to get at least 3 videos out each week, so keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.